my dad is and my mom too. They're like stuck on the Democratic plantation. They're like so like they're so indoctrinated. Wait, do you remember when Bill Clinton went to court with Hillary?
Yeah. And like he
You know
was
what my
like
dad said
smiling
about
over the
Hillary?
pictures and everything.
Yeah, my dad thought he was like a gangster for like smiling, and when and yeah, and when Hillary Clinton was there, you know how she looked a little like tired.
Yeah.
Yeah, my dad was like, "Oh, pobrecita." That means like poor girl in
Poor
Spanish.
woman,
He's like,
yeah.
"Ay, pobrecita, mírala." And I'm like, bro, he eats fucking kids. Because and then it's funny because my dad will sit here and tell me about Atlantis and how the aliens they came from fucking Mars to like uh colonize fucking I don't believe in that, by the way. But
No.
he'll sit there and like listen, oh mijo, but the Anunnakis, they're in the sky, they're doing their hand signs and I'm like, dude, Hillary Clinton was fucking she wore a kid's fucking, you know about that
Yes, I've seen the
frazzle.
yeah. Dude,
I've seen it too.
literally
That shit's part of my
there
life.
were
Um,
I'll let you tell
I'm
this
telling my
story, but go
dad
ahead.
about this, but he's so stuck on the Democrat plantation that he will not. He's just like, oh no, 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 no. But I'm like, dude, uh, uh, um,
I know, it's so
Hillary
stupid.
Clinton is an adrenochrome addict. She does black magic with Marina Abramovich, and Bill Clinton is a pedophile, right?
That's, I
And
mean, like,
and
we've known, like, you mean to tell me, and I'm sorry, but Donald Trump was literally like, get Bill Clinton in there, get Bill Clinton in there, Bill Clinton is guilty. He kept saying all this shit about how and my dad was kind of the same way. He's like, every time I would talk about Epstein, he's like, look,
is your dad
Bill Clinton,
real quick? Is he like Republican?
my dad is like hard right. Not like far right,
Okay,
like alt right, but like he's hardline conservative. Like
Right.
you would
like Fox News?
probably yeah. Yeah, like Fox
Okay.
News and like alternative news sources. Like I don't know if you know the Newsbreak app. It's pretty solidly Republican, but that's where he gets a lot of his news from. Um
Okay.
and most of it is like alt shit though, where it's like you're getting like these AI generated articles about like a girl who shot her parents like 7 months ago or something like that. But it's written to be like, oh, this just happened. And then you look in the comments and it's all like, shame on this girl, how dare she do that? Like it's all these like, Russian bots or sympathizers or like
You know what's funny?
retards.
I love going on Fox News and they talk about the Pope and the whole fucking like comment section are like these anti-papist, like evangelical fucking retards. I love it. I love looking at those
It
comments.
and like I was laughing at the whole Truth Social thing when he like went out and he's like, the Pope is fucking soft on crime. I'm like, my brother in Christ, the Pope is meant to be soft on crime. Tell me the last time we had a Pope saying like, yeah, this guy should like die or like we should,
We haven't had
wage
that
a
in like
holy
a
war.
thousand years.
Exactly, because most of the popes that even push that narrative, like your history, were pushing that narrative because there was money involved. Exactly.
Or they wanted
It was-
to kill.
or they
Or
wanted
they
to
wanted to kill
the Ottomans or like take back the Holy Land because again, there was money in it for them. There was power in holding that land. There was power in kicking out the Jews or the Muslims and being the most powerful religion on earth. But in today's day and age, like pretty much every religion, barring Judaism, has lost the power that it used to hold because a lot of
Yeah,
countries
dude, it's
stopped
fucking
like
sad, dude. It's so
well
sad. You know Tsar Nicholas? You know Tsar Nicholas, the truly the
the
last
true last
Roman
ruler
emperor?
of yeah.
He fucking was like tortured to death in his family by a Jew. They were like drawing symbols and shit with their blood. You said your dad Fox News, that Fox News Republican. My parents are
CNN.
CNN,
Yeah.
Hope, Obama, Hope. You remember the Obama Hope,
Yeah.
the poster? That's
Yeah.
like
My ideology.
it's like that's their ideology, and it's like there's like the Virgin of Guadalupe.
And then there's the whole poster
There's
right next to it.
yeah. That's the way my family is. Like they will not get off the plantation, but because like boomers, the thing about boomers is this: whichever plantation they're on, whether it's a Republican or Democrat, you can't even begin
to
it's
get
a
them to
Plato,
like question the ideology, or to like to question masses'
trust in the
mindset.
establishment. Yeah, because they grew up on the tube.
Right.
They grew up on the telly, right? Like for them, like why would Tucker Carlson? Well, not I don't know how you feel about it, but he's CIA, but he's cool. He's a cool CIA guy. But like,
I have opinions.
Why would Anderson Cooper lie to me? Why would Anderson Cooper lie to me? Why would Bill O'Reilly lie to me? Like because like this like worldview that they've had that's established.
Well, because
like,
they still probably think that like it's Johnny Carson on the TV. Like, yeah, I can trust this guy. He wouldn't lie to me. But like Johnny Carson's fucking dead. News became for profit when Rupert Murdoch like started shaking hands with the Jews. Like, I'm sorry, but like, as soon as he figured out that you could buy 2 different news stations, print 2 different stories, and get 2 wildly different reactions, and get a shitload of money doing it, that was the moment that like freedom of press in this country fucking died. Because it didn't become about freedom of information. It became about freedom of journalists making as much fucking money as possible. And like, yeah, dude, and that sucks because I miss the days of like Ida Tarbell and people like her being like, hey, we need to like, we have the power to print information that is crucially damning to people who are taking advantage of the power that they have earned through the trust of others, i.e. politicians, i.e. CEOs, i.e., you know, diplomats, representatives, fucking whatever. You know, like, if you are put in power because people trust you and that trust comes under fire, you have a duty. You have an honor to the people who have put you there to face those allegations and not shirk from them. And that is something I feel that we as a collective nation have lost, is our honor. We have lost our dignity as Americans.
Because we sell out for money. We sell out for money so fucking quick. Like, and that's the attitude. It's the attitude of every fucking young person. Like this is like a small example. Like whenever I try to talk to my normie friends about, let's say, like politics, right? Like, I don't know, dog. Nigga, I don't know, dog. Hey, man, I'm just trying to make my money, dog. I'm just trying to make my money.
But, like, that's how you make your money.
There's this bigger picture I'm trying to present to you. I know you see it. I know Frank sees it. Fatal Lux sees it. You know, wherever the fuck he's at. You guys see the bigger picture, and they don't see the bigger picture. Because they themselves are stuck on a different plantation. Their plantation their plantation is Atomic Habits. No,
literally though. It's like, you know, fast cars, fast money, weed, drugs, alcohol. You know, it's the reason why you're sober now, and I get that. It's the reason why I'm usually only smoking weed now, either socially or to go to fucking sleep because my circadian rhythm is still so fucked. But it's like
you need to cut that shit out, gang.
No, I know.
I'm calling you out right now.
Go right ahead.
Like,
go right ahead.
Frank, you need to cut that shit out completely. Because that shit, like, you seem pretty smart. But the thing is, I've seen this on TikTok. But weed drops your IQ down 8 points.
Oh, I know. And I
understand the sleeping bit. I understand that. But I'm getting the weed, the talking about pot is making me cough. But like, you're lowering your IQ points, dude. I'm like you're like this like beautiful little bird, right? You're like this beautiful bird that I'm holding in my hand, right? The fucking Frank is dying of laughter. And you're like this beautiful little bird that's in my hand right now, right? And I'm trying to, like, you know what I mean? This. But then instead of going like this, you're too fucking busy rolling up your fucking weed, and you just fucking crash into the ground, and then, you know, Amelia Earhart all over again. So
exactly,
you need to cut that shit out of your life, and you're gonna see, like, your life is gonna, like, move
improve
up. Like,
dramatically.
you're just gonna move up so much more. You're gonna be able to think better, more clearly, more. The only thing I do like about weed that I will give you is it makes me very introspective, but it makes me too introspective to the point where I overthink everything. I'm overthinking
Exactly.
this interaction. Like 10 hours later, I'll be thinking, "Wow, fuck, did I say too much? Did I?" No, you need to cut that shit out completely from your life. Completely, dude. Like I said, I mean, in the future, maybe like once you're established, if you want to go smoke weed, fucking smoke your brains out. But like right now that
Right.
you're still building, you need to cut that shit out, dude, because
Yeah.
it's only gonna make you a retard. And like think about it
that's-
like this, right?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
My whole thing was I was gonna say I recognized that. So when I had that experience that I was talking to you and Frank about that I'm not willing to say on camera, I actually cut that shit out cold turkey for like a while. And I did notice a huge difference, and I'm like, okay, I get this now. And so now where I'm at with it is it's like, again, like if I struggle to sleep, if I struggle, because I am somewhat more established in the sense that I know my limits with it. And I know when it is
Yeah.
appropriate to do and when it is not. So my whole thing is
Yeah.
like I will purposefully keep myself from smoking it throughout the day until I actually try not to keep any like on my person or like for personal use potentially. Like I'll only go out and buy
Yeah.
some if I know I'm going to be doing it socially. But even then, I'd rather rely on what other people have because if I know if I have it around me, then it will become like this thing I will rely on. So
Yeah, you don't ever want to build a reliance on it because what you're saying
fuck
is that
no.
too weak. You're too
Exactly.
weak to deal with the reality of life. So I was having this conversation with Frank off camera. Maybe I don't know if he recorded it, but I think it was off camera.
I keep cameras everywhere. It's just like water.
He keeps cameras everywhere. I'm taking a shit. There's like a camera in the fucking toilet.
Little GoPro
but
just
no, yeah,
mounted in the camera.
we were talking. Like I was talking about how like now that I've sobered up, I drank yesterday. I had two chelas, 2 beers. Excuse me. Sorry,
You're good.
ethnic. I had 2 beers yesterday, but that for me that's like fucking nothing because back then I used to drink a whole bottle of Jim Beam every single day.
Right.
But before that, I think I drank Friday, and before that, I hadn't drank since like the Sunday before. But the where I was gonna go with that is that like I try to put myself into other people's perspectives. I try to like I want to get in your fucking head. I want to see how you think. I want to see how Frank thinks. My friend Ariana, friend of the show, I want to get into her fucking head and fucking rip it apart and figure out what it is she's thinking. All you guys.
Right.
So, normies, I want to put myself in my consciousness. I am going to put it into someone else. I'm Professor X, right? Professor
Right.
Nigga, right? I think about a normie, like these normies that like, man, dog, I gotta smoke my blunt, dog. Like, man, I gotta smoke that shit, dog, before I go to, before I go to work. I gotta get my shit in. Or the niggas that gotta get a 6-pack every fucking day, right? Why? Because they can't deal with their own thoughts. They can't deal with society, right? There's guys they can't socialize until they've had beers. Or whatever, shots, or whatever. They can't. So it's like there's something wrong with you that you're not figuring out, and you're sedating yourself with weed and alcohol, and you're neutering yourself. Essentially, you're neutering yourself. You're sedating and then eventually neutering yourself. So where was I gonna go with that? I'm thinking it from their perspective. I'm like, these people, like the shit that they do, like they don't even enjoy it most of the time. They probably don't really enjoy going out with their friends. They're just there because they can't be alone with their own thoughts. So I need to be around Tom, Dick, and Harry to feel normal, but I also need to sedate myself with weed or alcohol because I can't process my thoughts. So they spend their whole fucking life. Why does my life suck? Why does my life suck? Why does my life suck? Why am I never happy? Why do I have anxiety? Why am I depressed? Well, because you sedate yourself. You don't process your thoughts.